Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2021 ASEAN-Korea Startup Week, live streaming from Seoul, Korea. It is my great honor to introduce myself to you today. My name is Henry Shin, and I'm delighted to be your MC for the next 3 days. And we thank you for joining us today for the opening ceremony of the 2021 ASEAN-Korea Startup Week. The ASEAN-Korea Startup Week, organized by the ASEAN-Korea Center and Gyeonggi Center for Creative Economy and Innovation, invites promising startups from 10 ASEAN member states and provides opportunities to pitch their ideas to Korean and global investors. Participating startups of the ASEAN-Korea Startup Week will take part in a business pitching contest where final winners will be selected. It is being held in a hybrid format for COVID safety measures, and today we will see startups from 10 AMS pitch to a panel of judges. For the opening ceremony, we will be inviting His Excellency Kim Hae-yong, Secretary General of the ASEAN-Korea Center, Mr. Shin Hyun-sam, CEO of Gyeonggi Center for Creative Economy and Innovation, and His Excellency Sanvider Singh, Deputy Secretary General for ASEAN Economic Community in the ASEAN Secretariat, to deliver respective opening and congratulatory remarks. And now it is my pleasure to introduce His Excellency Kim Hae-yong, Secretary General of the ASEAN-Korea Center, for his opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency to the stage with a big round of applause.
Good afternoon. 안녕하십니까? Mr. Shin Hyun-sam, CEO of Gyeonggi Center for Creative Economy and Innovation, and His Excellency Sanvider Singh, Deputy Secretary General for ASEAN Economic Community, distinguished guests from ASEAN and Korea, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone to the 4th annual ASEAN-Korea Startup Week. I'd like to extend my warmest appreciation to our co-organizer, Gyeonggi Center for Creative Economy and Innovation, as well as our cooperating organizations, the Korean Ministry of SMEs and Startup, and ASEAN Coordinating Committee on Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises, and ASEAN Secretariat for their continued devotion and commitment to today's event. My sincere gratitude also goes to all startups from ASEAN and the esteemed panel of judges for their participation and cooperation for this event. As ASEAN enters the digital era with total of 440 million internet users, the role of digital startups is becoming eminent, generating $150 billion of annual revenue. ASEAN's digital economy boasts a number of innovative startups backed by increasing consumption of digital services. According to CV Insights, ASEAN is currently home to 39 unicorns. Out of those 39, 20 startups joined the ranks of unicorns just this year, mainly in the sectors of e-commerce and fintech. The total corporate value of these 39 ASEAN unicorns amount to $300 billion, significantly exceeding that of 11 unicorns in Korea, which is $24.7 billion. In this regard, enhancing startup cooperation between ASEAN and Korea is getting more important. Last October, at the 22nd ASEAN ROK Summit, ASEAN and Korea have emphasized the progress of ASEAN-Korea Startup Partnership Initiative, as well as ASEAN-Korea Center's activities in deepening business-to-business cooperation. Building on those continuous efforts and engagement on startups, we are pleased to co-host ASEAN-Korea Startup Week, which will contribute to the advancement of ASEAN-Korea startup cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we invited promising startups from 10 ASEAN member states in various sectors, including artificial intelligence, e-commerce, and fintech. During this 3-day online event, participating ASEAN startups will be pitching their business ideas to venture capitalists from Korea and abroad. I sincerely hope this year's ASEAN-Korea Startup Week provides ASEAN startups with the opportunity to stimulate the potential investment and to lay a stepping stone to embark on a path to global expansion. As ASEAN startups have fresh ideas and localization strategies, I believe ASEAN-Korea partnership and cooperation will be equally fostered by attracting the interests of global and Korean investors. Again, I extend my sincere gratitude to your attention and support to the ASEAN-Korea Center. Enjoy the pictures. I thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. And now please allow me to invite Mr. Shin Hyun-sam, CEO of Gyeonggi Center for Creative Economy and Innovation, for his welcoming remarks. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Good afternoon. I am Hyun-sam Shin, the CEO of Gyeonggi Center for Creative Economy and Innovation. It's my great honor to welcome you to our first ASEAN-Korean Startup Week. ASEAN-Korean Startup Week was launched in 2018, and it is held annually with the aim of establishing a mutual friendly business ecosystem through closer exchange and cooperation between startup and investors from Korea and the ASEAN member status. I would like to thank Gon Chil-sung, Minister of SME and Startups, and Kim Hae-young, Secretary General of ASEAN-Korea Center, and ASME and ASEAN embassies in Seoul, who did not spare any effort to bring assistance to this event. Also, I would like to extend an especially warm welcome to startup founder of ASEAN member status and the distinguished panel of judges who are taking part in the ASEAN-Korean Startup Week's online challenge. Unfortunately, due to the seriousness of the COVID-19 situation, we will be holding the event online again this year. However, I hope you all had a chance to connect with the Korean investor and company through online business meetings. Today, 21 promising ASEAN startups will pitch their idea to win total cash prize of $50,000. I am very much looking forward to the wonderful ideas and possibility they will be sharing later on. Once again, I wish you all the best of luck and hope you have a wonderful time today. Thank you. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shin. Next, we would like to introduce another special guest, congratulatory video message will be delivered by His Excellency Sanvinder Singh, Deputy Secretary General of ASEAN Economic Community for the ASEAN Secretariat.
Mr. Kim Hae-yong, the Secretary General of the ASEAN-Korea Center, Mr. Shin, the Chief Executive Officer of the Yonggi Center for Creative Economy and Innovation, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. On the onset, I would like to first express my deep appreciation to the ASEAN-Korea Center for inviting me today to be part of this ASEAN-Korea Startup Week. I hope all of you are keeping well and healthy. On behalf of the ASEAN Secretariat, I would also like to congratulate the program co-organizers, the ASEAN-Korea Center and the Yogi Center for Creative Economy and Innovation for the very successful organization of the ASEAN-Korea Startup Week. I would also like to commend the ASEAN Coordinating Committee on Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises and the Ministry of SMEs and Startups of the Republic of Korea for the display of commitment in pursuing cooperation on startups between the ASEAN and Korea through the ASEAN ROK Startups Partnerships. Startups have always been recognized as the key drivers of economic growth and job creation. They are the catalyst for innovation, enhancing efficiency by creating always new ways of doing things, from how we work, how we communicate, how we learn, how we live and we sustain. The critical role they have played was most evident during the COVID-19 crisis, when startups reacted very fast by deploying solutions that helped the world economies with the shift towards digital work, digital education, and digital health services. Past 2 years have been challenging for all of us, with the COVID-19 pandemic that has disrupted our economies and also impacted the way of our lives. We've seen the ASEAN economy, for example, contracting for the first time in 22 years, a negative rate of 3.3% in 2020. Nevertheless, I'm pleased to see that even amidst such a dramatic disruption, the startups in the ASEAN region have been resilient and they have displayed such a commendable survival mode. Credit Suisse reports documented in 2021 alone that there are today 19 startups in the ASEAN who have successfully become unicorn startups with valuations way above USD 1 billion. It clearly shows you that the startup ecosystem in the ASEAN is thriving indeed. Throughout the crisis, startups have really continued to innovate medical goods and services and also supported governments in delivering crucial information and services to the masses, ensuring that no one is left behind. I am sure that each and every one of the startups participating in the program today are also playing their parts towards this end. I believe startups will continue to grow in the current endemic world of COVID, both in terms of volume and in terms of volume, particularly taking into account the huge market potential of ASEAN with more than 650 million people and over 400 million active internet users and fast-growing middle-income families who all have, in this current endemic climate, they have all gotten used to consuming a whole range of new products and services online. There is a huge pent-up demand today out there. There's lots of space today in our region, in the ASEAN, for innovators and entrepreneurs from all over the world, including from Korea, to come and take advantage of these changes. Moving forward, I must say there are limitless opportunities for startups to thrive in the ASEAN and in the Korea and beyond. Especially, I can see that with the signing of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, in short we call it the RCEP agreement, the largest FTA in the world, come the 1st of January 2022, when it comes into force. There, I hope that many of the startups that are in Korea and also in the ASEAN member states, they all will be able to take advantage of these huge opportunities of new markets new market access. And let me assure you that the ASEAN Secretariat, along with the government bodies and the relevant stakeholders in all of the 10 ASEAN member states, we all are giving our full support to the startup ecosystem. The ASEAN leaders at the recent ASEAN Leaders Summit that just took place last month, they had adopted the consolidated strategy on the fourth industrial revolution for ASEAN. Now, this is a framework that is really going to be helping to guide the ASEAN community progression towards digital transformation. The leaders also adopted the Bandar Sri Begawan Roadmap. We call it the BSBR Roadmap, which is basically the ASEAN digital transformation agenda to accelerate our region's economic recovery and digital economy integration. Basically, it's also a plan for ASEAN's commitment towards prioritizing important initiatives that are going to bring us towards our digital economy integration for the entire ASEAN. And for the first time, the leaders also put their commitment towards wanting to commence negotiations for a possible ASEAN Digital Economy Framework Agreement before 2025. Now, this is a framework which is equivalent to the DFA, and I suspect that this negotiation may even take place before we reach 2025. ASEAN member states are also working very hard to enhance our cybersecurity, to eliminate barriers to trade, and to increase financial connectivity, including liberalizing mutual recognition of movement of people and talent across our borders, and basically to improve business and digital economy environment in the ASEAN. I'm personally very keen to see both Korea and the ASEAN region to do more to compete and to attract global talent to our shores. In fact, when you see some of the largest innovation hubs in the world, whether in the US or the UK or Singapore or Israel, all of these hubs, they thrive because they have the ability to attract both regional and global talent. Similarly, I believe all the ASEAN member states and Korea, we need to be looking into this matter very closely. But at the same time, we also need to double up our resourcing and our capacity building and exposures to help to skill our people and to even reskill some of our white-collar professionals in order for them to be able to join this entire boom and benefit that's going to come from the entire digital transformation. Now, these human capital investments, if they are well managed, they are going to bring about many returns to our economies and to our region. Again, some of these changes that are being expected cannot be just the role of the governments alone. I think in this effort, it's important and necessary, especially in the area of human capital talent, for both public and private sectors to come together, to collaborate, and to create those opportunities and to create those contents and also the necessary investments in order to develop our human capital. In closing, finally, I would also like to join the organizers to wish all of the startups gathering today all the very best for your pitching sessions in the coming 2 days. I would also like to encourage all of you to take this opportunity to learn, to network, to establish and cherish the relationships with peer startups, the investors and the mentors that you are coming across, from this program. With that, I will once again, thank you all for allowing me to share some of my thoughts and to allow the ASEAN Secretariat to be part of this celebration.
Thank you very much, Deputy Secretary General. And now this marks the end of the opening ceremony for the 2021 ASEAN-Korea Startup Week. We're now going to be introducing our judges and start the pitch contest for day one. Now, before we begin the online pitching, I'll give you a brief on the evaluation criteria. The evaluation consists of 2 rounds. In the first round, 8 judges assess documents, and in the second round, 8 judges will assess startups' performances in pitching and Q&A sessions. Judge panel consists of investors and supporting organizations. It is expected that the judge panel will provide consultations and insights for startups' maturation. The final winners will be those that receive the highest scores on both first and second rounds. And now let me introduce our judges who are joining us today. First, Jin Ho-bae, Program Director, Techstars Korea. Next, Sun Choi, Asia General Manager, Mind the Bridge. Alfredo Coppola, Co-CEO, U.S. Market Access Center. Sean Flynn, Principal, Global Capital Markets. Christine He, Senior Manager, Spark Lab Ventures. Selena Liu, General Manager, Tech Code US. Paul Myers, Head Coach, Asia Founders Coaching. And finally, Bin Cheng Wang, CEO, Lawfin Consulting. And for your information, we have 21 pitches this year, and 10 pitches will be delivered today, 11 pitches delivered tomorrow. Top 4 winners will be selected for the award ceremony, which will be held on the 3rd day. The Q&A session is limited to 5 minutes for each startup. If the Q&A session goes over 5 minutes, we will mute the mics and move on to the next pitch. We have 2 sessions today for 5 pitches, and after the first session, we'll have a 10-minute break. So now, without further ado, let's begin the 2021 ASEAN-Korea Startup Week. And the first team to pitch is Mindtrex Academy from Brunei Darussalam. They provide a solution of digital learning platform to deliver meaningful outcomes with the assistance of artificial intelligence, any domains, academics, corporates, and communities. Let's welcome Mindtrex Academy. The second team to pitch is now ready, and that is Pixelated Enterprise from Brunei Darussalam. They are a creative development company specializing in mobile gaming development and customized trainings and workshops. Please welcome Pixelated Enterprises.
Hello, I am Izzuddin Hussain from Pixelated. Pixelated is a creative development studio. We specialize in game development. Problems with game development are traditional game studio will usually focus on one product per system life development cycle to produce an IP. What is different in Pixelated is we are agile. We develop a single IP, then branch it for multiple products. We can adapt to current trends to capitalize the available demand. With our current IP, we can explore different technologies such as NFT and edutainment. 3 factors in our business model are: first, we focus on mobile platform. Why mobile platform? It is because of the portability, affordability, and accessibility, making gaming anywhere and everywhere is possible. Second is a freemium, where we go for a bait and hook model. We allow players to play the game for free, but attract them with our third point of cultural content and localization. By having content, some items will be required to be purchased in-app or acquired by subscription or season pass. Rewarded ads also be introduced to allow longevity of the game in attracting new players. From newzoo.com, mobile game has the biggest market value of $81.5 billion, and APAC region has 1.615 billion gamers worldwide. We have identified Indonesia as the main target market because of the market size of estimated $1 billion and also because of the similar culture between Brunei and Indonesia. Being one of the few local game developers, we have small competition locally. For regional competition, it's very hard. However, we can compete in terms of political, geographical, and currency stability. And being in the center of Asia, all South Asia region is reachable within a 2-hour flight. Pixelated's founder has more than 10 years experience in IT and marketing. The team itself is made of multiple talented members with broad skill set. The team is proven after releasing several games in both App Store and Play Store, and its most successful game to date is Nasi Katok Please with 10,000 downloads total. Pixelated has been in discussion with several potential partners internationally, such as CINIC, a government agency in Sabah, to partner in animation development, and Meramoti, an e-learning development partner from Luxembourg, collaboration in bringing the LMS platform into Brunei. Pixelated is running on a monthly operation expenses of $3,700 USD and looking for an investment of 250,000 for 30% of the company.
And thank you for the pitch. We are ready to begin the Q&A session once again with our judges. Judges, if you have any questions, please go ahead and let us know in the chat. Jin-Ho Bae, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. Very interesting. And one thing that you've mentioned about NFTs, I was wondering how are you going to leverage that NFT technology? How are you going to implant it? I mean, any plans around that? I would love to hear more details around it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. So regarding the NFT, so we've been looking into several ways that we can integrate in the games. So basically, the current trend currently is like we allow the current trend for NFT and gaming to allow players to create or customize their own creations and everything, and then that is a part of the NFT. So basically, what we do in Pixelated, we are trying to look for that kind of model, or in a way, we try to leverage in a newer way to actually expand more in to deep delve into NFT, because now with NFT, there's a lot of new platforms emerging and everything. So we have to look for in a way, the most suitable or the best kind of platform or solution that can, benefit not just the organization, but as well as players at the same time.
And the next question, did you have a follow-up?
No, I was going to say thank you.
Thank you. Next question, Bin Cheng Wang.
Hi, thanks for the good presentation. I just have really quick questions. What do you think about the competition in the market? Because I could see there's several other startups that are possibly doing some similar platform. So what do you think your strengths when you compare to the other competitors? Thank you.
Are you referring to locally or internationally?
Okay. I think we might have some audio cut out. Let's get another question and see if the connection is okay with Alfredo Coppola. You had a question?
Yeah, I was, maybe it wasn't clear to me. It looks like you're a developer and a publisher, a lot of competition, a very crowded space. It is very much a hits business. So I'm curious to know about your marketing strength. Really, it's going to be the success of your marketing, not just the content. What is the go-to-market strategy to compete with the other competitors in the market? Thank you.
I think we might have
for the
to.
question, sir. So
Okay.
basically, for us, that we try. Okay. So we do try to work with.
Okay, unfortunately, we are.
Found a local partner for publishing.
So there is a little bit of a connection issue with the pitch here right now. We've been getting some questions. We're going to try to see if we can clear up that connection. In the meantime, if we have any other questions from the judges, you can put it in the chat and we'll try to get it to our pitcher. But if not, we're going to probably move on to our next pitch. Unfortunately, it does look like the connection is not secure. Let me check once again with Pixelated Enterprises. Could you hear us on the audio? Okay.
Yes, I can hear well.
Okay. Could you want to go ahead and finish your answer?
Okay. So basically, regarding the marketing strategy, is we try to partner with the company based in the country. For example, like in Malaysia, we are now in discussion with Todak. So basically, Todak is a local publisher in Malaysia, and then we're also looking to work with Bertu, another publishing company in Indonesia. So basically, we want to leverage on their marketing strategies and marketing capabilities to bring our product from Brunei into their country. So basically, those are the strategies that we'll be applying to the other countries as well. We try to break into.
Okay, very good. We've got about 30 seconds left if there is any other brief questions. If not, we will go ahead and move on to our next pitch. Pixelated Enterprises, thank you very much. Thank you, judges, for the questions. We have our third team ready to pitch, and that is Rumain Corporation from Brunei Darussalam. They provide the extended reality platform for real-world simulation. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rumain Corporation.
Greetings, we are from Rumain Corporation, a company that strives to innovate the world through XR. With Industrial Revolution 4.0, things will change at a fast pace. Every year, there will be new development, technology, and machinery that we need to use and adapt. However, most realize that they need to upgrade, retrain, and assess their skill to remain relevant in this industry. Traditional training has been practiced for many centuries, but it's not feasible with our fast-moving industry. This is because it's expensive, equipments are complex, it can be time-consuming, and experts are difficult to find. Introducing XR platform. XR combines AR, VR, and MR. This allows users to be able to interact with virtual and real world seamlessly. XR support basic decision making, provide facility handover, provide virtual training for effective learning, and assess operation through data analysis. Our solution is low cost, time saving, accessible, and promote personalized learning. Now, you don't have to be in different places to learn hands-on skill. We are also content creator, software specialists, innovative, and validated by industry experts. We covered engineering, education, marketing, and tourism sector. Since we first started in 2020, we have achieved significant growth in our business. The market size, in reflection to the total population in Brunei, about 60,000 of them is our serviceable addressable market, which are the technician and the associate profession. For our first few years, we intend to target at least 3,000 of them as part of our market share. We have three business models: software as a service for cloud storage, marketplace for existing product, and customization for project. We offer three package plan: starter for beginner, standard for SME, and premium for stakeholders. We have 5 components for our competitive analysis. Our main advantage is that we can cater more target market, able to reach out to more customers via collaboration, and to provide software and hardware development. For our financial projection, there is a very good year-on-year growth in terms of revenue. There is a significant spike in 2023 simply because we are adding more revenue stream as well as adding more products offering in our AR technology, thereby giving a very strong growth margin. This year, we will focus on our platform product, then reach out for more collaboration, develop our R&D, and finally set up an academy for transdisciplinary understanding of technology, business, and society. Our team have different skill set. These include training methodology, researcher, software development, technical analysis, and design content. We hope that you can join us in empowering others, where we can work together in changing the way we learn and train to build a better future. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Let's get the Q&A started once again with our judges. Any questions, please let us know in the chat. Selena Liu, you have the first question. Selena Liu, did you have a question?
Yes, yeah. Interesting. So I want to know, what are your sales in 2021 by now?
Okay, thank you for your question. Okay, so for our business models, we have 3, which is B2C, focusing our marketplace, B2B on project customization, and B2B2C, which is the SaaS, service as a software. So at the moment, our revenue is around 100,000, and this is mostly based on 60% of it is from the B2B projects.
May I know if it's B2B, who is your biggest customer?
Okay, so for our B2B project, it's mostly consists of a training provider, which is focusing on the engineering sectors as well as for the marketing sectors. So at the moment, most of our stakeholders is coming from the safety as well as the equipment machinery training.
Okay. Any other follow-ups? We'll just move on then to Sean Flynn. You had the next question.
I was wondering about the material that you're creating. Are you finding the client then taking surveys, then developing it after, or you develop it, then going to find the client? Kind of, how are you going about deciding what next to create, what next to build?
So thank you for your question. For in terms of for our B2B, what happened is that our corporate clients actually reach out to us, and we actually help them solve the digitalize their the conventional training practices, and we actually create the content for them and virtualize it for e-learning training platform. Whereas we also have our own marketplace where we actually contacted the training providers and create the content for the consumers. So for us, our competitive advantage is that we are software specialists, but we also content creators, and we intend to actually collaborate with other parties so we can have their content and create the technology for it.
Okay, and our next question comes from Paul Myers.
Hi, thanks for your presentation. I was wondering, do you keep the content? Do you keep the IP rights for the content? Or do you sell those as part of your delivery? Ultimately, I'm asking, can you reuse the content?
So in terms of the contents, it depends on our contract with our clients. Some of the IP is owned by the companies, whereas some of the FIT we can actually sell it to our corporate clients.
We have another question, this time from Sun Choi.
Yep, thank you for the presentation. I have a question regarding to your team. So it seems like you have different business models, and one is definitely a B2B, and B2B requires a certain sales tactic or strategy and skills. But it seems like you don't have a team member on your team. Can you tell us how you are going to fill that up?
So in terms of our team, we have different certified skill sets. In our team, we have software specialists, and we have researcher, and we also have focusing on the design content. So we have different
1 minute left.
skills for different of our strategy and market. So for in terms of the software, we have our R&D team to actually create and ideate and create solution and do consultation for our customer and corporate clients. And we also do research to keep up in terms of ensuring that our solution have the effectiveness and the reliability to create an agile and innovative solutions.
Okay, thank you for that. But less than 30 seconds left, unless anybody has a real quick question. We can probably move on to our next pitch. Thank you very much, Rumin Corporation, for joining us. Our next team to pitch is Jalat Logistics from Cambodia. They develop an all-in-one logistic portal that connects parcel senders, recipients, and drivers, powered by AI, IoT mobile warehouses, and mini storage facility. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jalat Logistics. Now we have our next pitch, and this is our final pitch before the break. And they are EduCourse from Indonesia. They are an intelligent future education platform for STEAM learning using artificial intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome EduCourse.
Hi, I am Mutiara Hikmah, the founder and CEO of EduCourse, the Future Skill Accelerator. So in Indonesia, we face the problem. Current common education system in Indonesia is not enough and hasn't answered the future requirement. As you know from the fact, there's a huge gap between worker skill and also the industry needs. And also, we have higher unemployment rates come from vocational school, high school, and also universities. So what is our solution? We provide and we create a solution to accelerate the quality of learning using STEAM education platform, which is supported by AI technology, artificial intelligence. Well, so here is the comparison between current common education system and also STEAM education, and this is our product. We have coding for kids, coding for teens, robotics team, and also English team. We also have world languages as a supported product. And here is the business model. We have subscription model, and the students can choose between asynchronous and also synchronous methods. Well, so as a target market, as you know that Indonesia has more than 50 million students in Indonesia, but as a pre-adopter, we focus on the middle to upper class. And we also have B2B2C model. It means that we collaborate with the school with A accreditation as our partner. Well, here is our go-to-market strategy. We have our base channel. This is community strategy to grab the market. And here is the competitive advantage of EduCourse. We are EduCourse is the first organization in Indonesia who certified by STEM.org. And we also have our advanced technology using artificial intelligence as our speaking body and learning body. Well, so here is the founder and co-founder. I am Mukiara Hikmah Mahendra. As a founder and CEO, I have experience in the global education startups in South Korea and also Indonesia. And also Mr. Permates, our CTO and president, he is our MVP Alibaba of 2020. And Mr. Supano Prawira, he has experience more than 14 years in the STEM industry. Well, so here is our advisors and also super teams. And here's our traction. So we just launched our website in June 2020, and until now, we have more than 15,000 students in Indonesia. Well, and do you know the retention rate is huge enough, about 80% of the retention rate. Well, so here is our competitions. So we won several competitions in national and international, and we selected as Indonesian delegates in South Korea and also Germany. Well, and here is the business roadmap. We believe that in June 2022, we will be the largest STEM education platform in Indonesia. So here is our chance, and here is your chance to invest in us. Thank you.
Thank you, EduCourse. Let's begin the Q&A with our judges once again. Let us know in the chat if you have a question. Bin Cheng Wang with the first question. Please go ahead.
Hi, thanks for the wonderful presentations. I just have quick questions. Could you explain more how you implement the AI into the product?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Wang. Okay, so we have our advanced technology, AI, artificial intelligence, as a learning body and speaking body. So we change from speech to text to grade. So the student can learn the right pronunciation for word languages. From speech to text to grade.
So basically, it's like a language process.
Yes, right.
Oh, okay.
AI for languages, speech recognition.
Okay. Next question from Christine Ha.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. I know you briefly told us about the type of courses you provide, but can you elaborate a little bit more on the competitive advantage of our education content, like who actually creates them and what makes it so competitive against other education courses that are provided?
Okay, thank you so much, Christine. So actually in Indonesia, there is a lot of edtech, but we are the only one who focus on this STEAM learning, science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So we are the first organization who has certified by STEM.org America or United States. So we focus on the STEAM integration between science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And we also focus on the world languages as a supported product. So we focus on the future skill for the future requirement of the children for K-12.
Okay.
STEAM education, yes.
Okay. Paul Myers has our next question.
Hi, great presentation, thanks. Can you just run through real quickly again your distribution strategy? What gives you that competitive edge in distribution, please?
Yes, okay, thank you so much. So we just launched our website, our platform in June 2020, and now on we have more than 15,000 students. Why? Because we are very close with the community, parents, and also members and followers. So our go-to-market strategy, every Saturday we have our Edu Talk for parents and also for school. So we also collaborate with the school and also with the collaboration with parents community. So that's why this is the distribution strategy that we are very strong in community and also word of mouth and affiliate marketing.
Do you see that scaling on a really large basis though? I mean, I think that's great, but how do you see that getting to be giant?
Yes, sure. So we have we also close with the government. So we have the movement, students digital movement in all over Indonesia. And we just get seed funding from the one of the telecommunication, the biggest telecommunication in Indonesia. So we can collaborate together with the Telkom Indonesia, and we will go split to the other market. I mean, like B2B2C collaborate with the school. So here is, with this strategy, we can go bigger and biggest in Indonesia.
Okay. All right, minute and a half left. We have another question with Sun Choi.
Thank you for the presentation. Can you elaborate more on the traction side? So I saw that you have the number of certain growth rate.
Yes.
Yeah, and can you also elaborate more, in total, how many users and how many monthly active users that you have?
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. So our total user now on is 15,000 students in a year, and monthly active user is about 3,000, more than 3,000 monthly active user with 80 retention rate. And with our GPM from 75%, the GPM increased to 80% after seed funding this month. So the GPM also increased, the retention rate is also increased more than 80%.
How are you getting the users? I guess you mentioned about community.
Yes,
but
right.
you do any social media?
Yes, sure. We have our social media for parents. This is Ibu Pembelajar Indonesia. It's the biggest community for parents in Indonesia. More than 1,000 followers or 1,000 members.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Chu.
Thank you very much as well, and thank you to the judges for the questions. What we are going to do now is wrap up the first half of this pitch. We're going to take a short 10-minute break, and we'll look back at the rest of our pitches. So we will see you at around 3:15 p.m. Stay tuned. Thank you very much. And welcome back, everyone, to the 2021 ASEAN-Korea Startup Week Online. We have the sixth company now, Preeds Technology from Indonesia. They're ready for their pitch. They are a business and technology solution provider for IoT and ERP systems for all industries, from small to large enterprises. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Preeds Technology.
Hi everyone, I'm Vanessa, the CCO and co-founder of Preeds Technology. Indonesia and Southeast Asia have entered the Industrial Era 4.0, where digital transformation is needed to elevate our economy. More than 60% of Indonesia's GDP is contributed by SMEs, 60 million of businesses. SMEs have problems with operational and cost efficiency. They spend so much time on manual process and thus cannot grow their business. Digitalization can help solve the problem, but more than 80% of them are still not digitized. Current solutions cannot solve the problem because they're expensive and do not cater to their needs, low range of services as well, which is why Preeds was born, your all-in-one business and technology solution. Our product is unique in the market for the end-to-end integration, modular, reliable, and multi-platform. We have helped hundreds of businesses, and they believe Preeds is the only smart solution that they need. Imagine with Preeds, we can make this complicated operational flow in businesses much easier and also simpler. That's why we launched our Preeds Lite, the ERP product that is catered for SMEs. We do not only simplify your business, we amplify it, combine with the IoT smart solution, and make the business automated. That's our Preeds Premium with ERP and IoT. We're smart ERP. We know our competition, but we have a unique selling point, which is the range of services and business model. And that's why we want to introduce you to our SME Hub, an environment where our customers, suppliers, and partners can connect, interact, and trade products and services, with more than 11,000 businesses already in our ecosystem. Our business model is unique as our product and services are sold by our sales partners and implemented by our implementation partners. That makes us lean, agile, and scalable. Our revenue model is subscription and implementation fee, and our potential massive revenue stream is the ads and transaction fee from our SME Hub. We have achieved massive growth over the past 2 years with averagely 3 times growth year on year, with up to 10 times upselling opportunities per client. We have a high retention rate with our implementation model and support. We're talking about more than 1 billion annual opportunities in Indonesia alone, not to mention Southeast Asia potential, and we are confident to achieve the projected growth in less than 10 years. Why? Well, our competitors took decades to build. We were established in less than 2 years and captured significant traction. All of them are because of our super team. Mark, Jewel, Reggie, and I are experienced and passionate about transforming businesses because through our experience in tech companies, we believe everyone deserves to have access to the right technology. We will scale our partners network, grow SME Hub, invest in AI, and eventually become the market leader of ERP and IoT product in Southeast Asia, which is why we need mentoring, partnerships, and funding around to hire powerful team and market acquisition. Businesses are the backbone of our economy. They can scale and create more impact with technology. So take part in digitizing more SMEs in Southeast Asia with Preets. Preets, your primary needs.
Thank you very much for that pitch. We are going to start the Q&A session once again. A reminder, it's 5 minutes. We count down the clock. I'll let you know when we have 1 minute, 30 seconds, and 10 seconds left, and the mics will mute after the 5 minutes are over. Okay, we start the countdown now, and our first question from our judges is by Alfredo Coppola. Please go ahead.
Yes, hi. Thank you for the great presentation. So I recognized quite a few of those competitors on your quadrant. So who do you think, who is it that you are coming up against the most, and why are you winning against these competitors?
Thank you so much, Alfredo, for your question. So I think because we offer an integrated solution, so we don't only offer ERP, for example, or only like hardware or IoT solution. So we actually combine, so businesses can actually use only like one system, which is our system, into one. And we also combine with those ecosystem. So for example, with the competitions that you saw in the presentation, so we can actually like combine our system with their system with the API. So we actually can also excel in the market by integrating against like a massive system across all with the API. Thank you very much for your question.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Selena Liu.
Thank you for the presentation. So I want to know, is it easy to duplicate or improve your product, and why?
Yes, thank you so much, Celine, for your question. So basically, our ERP and IoT system is really hard to actually like duplicate, because actually we've already gone through like different kinds of industries, and we're very, very deep into the trading and manufacturing industry. And so we're actually, and our experience also with the IoT expert, for example, Mark, and also Julianto was IoT expert in corporates for a couple of years before we established this. So also our deep knowledge also in the industry, especially in the market of Indonesia, makes us like excel in the market. Thank you, Celine.
And Bin Cheng Wang with our next question.
Yeah, great presentations. Could you elaborate more about what exactly is your IoT device and how you incorporate into your ERP system? Thank you.
Yes, so we actually have our implementation partner, and also like so we don't only so we're the principal of the software, but for the hardware we actually have our sales partner, and also we have implementation partner. And for our IoT device, our main proposition is usually for smart warehouse and smart office. Our smart warehouse usually like for RFID. And also we combine with our API with different kinds of hardware and also sensors. So for example, for RFID, we combine that with our smart warehouse system and barcode system as well. So we can have a system that combines multiple solution like hardware solutions. So it could be smart office, smart warehouse, smart factory. So we integrate that into like one system.
So is that like for the IoT, if you mentioned you use RFID, so you have to scan every, like say, items manually, or you have like automatically the machine just pass through it?
Automatically, yes. So
Oh,
so
okay.
it helped the stock opname and everything, yes, automatically. Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, our next question is from Sun Choi.
Great pitch. Have a question on the business model. So, can you elaborate more how you are making money? And yeah.
Thank you so much for your question. So our business model is
1
scalable
minute
because
left.
we're actually the principal, and we have, as I mentioned, the sales partner and also implementation partner. So we actually focus on the product. Our sales partner is actually selling our product, and then we also have implementation partner that actually implements for us. So actually, we gain revenue from actually our sales partner. We give commission to the sales partner, and we also with our SME hub we gain additional revenue stream from the transaction fee and ads fee.
Got it.
30
And
seconds.
last one, what's your profit margin?
Sorry, what was your question?
Profit margin.
Yes, our profit margin is around 70%, 60 to 70% at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
I think that'll wrap up the Q&A then for Preets Technology. Thank you very much for your pitch.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, judges, for the questions as well. We move on to our next pitch, and it is by SAS Company Limited from Lao PDR. They solve Laos agriculture farms and farmers to access their market shares and provide additional information on agriculture. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome SAS.
Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Sunikon. I am from SAS Company Lao PDR, and today I'm going to teach you about SOVG, OA and GAP system. What is SOVG? And we have been to survey about 5 villages in Vientiane, capital of Laos, and we found some of farmer issue as the mainly we are focusing. Every farmer can plan for the vegetable, but they don't know exactly the market share and how to connect customer or food organizer to distribution their product. Every customer, as we have been to survey, we found some issue of they have no information about any of farmer product, and they cannot classify which product is OA or GAP product, or not just both, as they cannot find any information from food supplier. And other research we are doing for decreasing and importing food of Laos. As we know, Laos are still importing vegetable food from Thailand or Vietnam. As we know, those food are still can grow and plant in our country. But why their products so popular? Because they have a good supplier and trust information. If we can respond about this issue, we can declare an importing vegetable food of Laos. This is our solution, as we know about of each farmer problem, so we building this system to serve the product. We have been to deal with farmer and how to be our supplier. How can customer accept their product? We are also responding about requirement of customer. Then we have exactly the market share of product for them. So we can give them about minimum market price guarantee. For the customer, as we have all vegetable foods information, so every time the customer have to buy our farmer product, then they can check where errors product from and how farmers plant and grow up the product. So the customer can trust and buy the product every time. So we are planning to decrease and importing the vegetable food of Laos by system information. To decreasing importing vegetable food of Laos, we are going to support all data to organization or government who want to developing food industry, as we can do. For the market share, we are planning to distribution our farmer product too. The first must be a mini-market store as our system member. The second one, we are planning to transaction our farmer product to hotel and restaurant. Finally, we are support our product to shipping and online shopping. This is our logical and business model. So the first we have been to deal with agriculture producer, then we are transition the product to our warehouse, and then we are save all product data to our database, generate all product data to the QR code or source code, then bring out to web-based and mobile application where the customer can check the supplier from product. Why us? Because we are having a healthy food, we are making a fresh seafood, and we are guaranteeing GAP product and OA product. This is our profit. For the first year, we are planning to run about 5 members in Vientiane capital. We are expect an income about $20,000. And the next 5 years, we are planning to grow up $100,000. I'm focusing to answer all of your questions. Thank you for watching today.
Okay, thank you very much for that pitch by SAS Company Limited from Lao PDR. It is time for the Q&A session with the judges. I've been informed that we're experiencing some technical difficulties in connecting with SAS right now for the live Q&A. So they are going to try and reestablish that connection with Laos right now. In the meantime, just want to remind you that we have 10 pitches today. We're going to have 11 pitches tomorrow for a total of 21 pitches. And then on the third day, the judges will decide the top four, and they will be given cash prizes. And then the grand prize for the first prize would be entrance and help into the Korean market. So that is the schedule we're laying out. We have the pitches coming from all over parts of ASEAN in conjunction with the ASEAN-Korea Foundation. We've been hearing a lot of great business ideas so far, and I have been informed, unfortunately, that we have not been able to establish the connection with SAS. So what we are going to do is move on to our next team. The next team to pitch is Moshio Studio from Malaysia, and they are bringing content and digital beyond entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Moshio Studio.
Hello, saya Idrin Nihat, CEO Moshio Fixer Seram Bahar. Sejak pandemik COVID-19, industri hiburan tanah air terjejas dengan sangat teruk. Penggunaan platform digital adalah antara solusi yang perlu dimanfaatkan oleh penggiat seni tanah air. Mosh menawarkan sebuah platform digital di mana para peminat dapat mengikuti perkembangan, membeli cenderamata, persembahan dan konten dalam bentuk pay-per-view atau subscription daripada artis kegemaran mereka. Melalui Mosh, artis dapat menjana pendapatan tambahan dan berkongsi market bersama artis lain. Dari segi merchandise, mereka akan bekerjasama dengan jenama-jenama tempatan yang akan bertindak sebagai official merchandise partner. Secara tak langsung, ia juga membuka peluang perniagaan kepada jenama-jenama lokal yang terjejas teruk akibat COVID-19. Setiap artis yang terlibat akan diberikan website mereka sendiri di mana segala info tentang mereka ada di situ. Setiap ahli yang mendaftar akan dihidangkan dengan pelbagai konten dan juga program belt yang dihidangkan setiap hari. Peminat kini tidak perlu mencari di pelbagai social media page kerana di marketplace Mosh segalanya di sini dengan pilihan yang lebih banyak. Di Mosh, artis dapat menumpukan perhatian kepada perniagaan berbanding dengan laman sosial di mana ia adalah laman untuk mereka bersosial bersama peminat. Melalui website tersendiri, ini dapat membuka jalan mereka kepada pasaran antarabangsa melalui ejen-ejen persembahan dan event organizer di luar sana. Mengikut data dari IFPI, market digital music terutamanya dalam bentuk streaming semakin meningkat dari setahun ke setahun. Semoga di Mosh dapat membantu dan mengangkat kembali industri muzik Malaysia tanah air di mata dunia.
Thank you very much for that. We will begin the 5-minute Q&A. Once again, the clock is ticking with our judges. If you have a question, please let us know in the chat. Any questions for Mosho, Malaysia? Any questions? Alfredo Coppola with the first question. Please go ahead.
Yeah, that was a very visually entertaining video. I'm not clear, is this a concept or is this an established business?
Actually, it's a concept, but last year I've been doing one pilot project with this one band. And from there, I came up with this concept to offer this online platform to musicians in Malaysia to collaborate more with local brands, because brands and bands and musicians, they are affected a lot during this pandemic season, for these past 2 years. And the sales from the collaboration is quite good. We collected around 30 to 40,000 in 1 year for this one particular band.
Is that ringgit or dollars?
It's ringgit. It's through merchandise, live performance, and everything.
Okay.
And
Thank
membership.
you very much.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, Paul Myers with our next question.
Yeah, nice presentation. Thank you. I wonder how you plan to grow. It's a two-sided marketplace, right? You have your
Yep.
bands and musicians on one side, and you have your other products on the other side, and your other customers. How you plan to grow those? I mean, I think it's a great idea, and I've seen it be successful in other markets. But what's your secret sauce? What's your magic?
My planning is for the future growth, maybe more collaboration with brands, not just local brands, with international brands, and maybe from the market side, we can expand more in Southeast Asia market, because actually Malaysia is not really a big market, but from Thailand and Indonesia, maybe a collaboration between musicians in Malaysia and Indonesia, or maybe a brands from Indonesia can collaborate with Malaysian musicians for more growth and sales.
Okay, any other questions?
Because as far as I know, Southeast Asia market is second largest after America, right? So I think it's a potential, and the production especially in Vietnam, Thailand, in Indonesia is quite huge compared to Malaysia. So I think I need to start in Malaysia first, then expand to Southeast Asia local market.
Okay, one more question from Jin Ho Bae. Please go ahead.
Yes, I was wondering about the onboarding process of the musicians, how you scout them, how you onboard them, and also if there is any matching process with the brands. Can you explain it, please?
I've been involving in this industry for the past 15 years. I've been doing lots of music video. I've been producing content for local TV, and also I'm doing commercial for brands. There's so many local brands that I knew that would love to collaborate with musicians. And also from my previous pilot project, I collaborate these 2 brands with this one musician. So far, the result is quite good. And there's still so many brands that came to me that would love to do the same projects with other musicians.
So
with the same direction.
Is there like a specific variable, any specific characteristic you look into a musician and a brand in order to match them?
1 minute left.
It's very selective. Example, like my pilot project is a rock band. They have their own character, so I collaborated them with this one brand called Taguarwa. It's a motorcycle brand with so the identity is, then the direction is same, and the other one is a jeans brand also from Malaysia. So the characteristic of the brand and
30
the band
seconds.
must in one direction. That's very selective.
Okay.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, Mosho. We will now move on to our next pitch. The next team to pitch is Edka Digital Company Limited from Myanmar. They provide digital marketing services, the very first digital OOH out-of-home advertising services, and mobile applications development and operation in Myanmar to both local and multinational companies. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Edka Digital.
Hi everyone, my name is Mado. I'm the founder and CEO of Edka Digital. In this challenge, we would like to participate with our newly launched solution, which is called Menus. In 2020, we made research upon the restaurant operation problems, and we found out this 100% dining service shut down because of the COVID-19 pandemic, round all the daily basics because of the employee shortage, lead time taking down for the correct order confirmations. There's no data integration between third-party delivery service companies and restaurant POS. There's no way ASICs for the contactless food ordering experience for both dining and delivery within one app across the world. Based on the problems, we create one solutions to solve the problems between restaurants and customers. Customers just need to install one application in the mobile phone, and then they can make the orders for both dining and delivery across multiple restaurants around the world. For the restaurants, it's very simple. They just need to use our Menus POS systems. It's 100% automated and 100% contactless. Since we are taking care of their operations, they can take care of their customers more. Mobile is for the customers, tablet and web is for the restaurants. There is no initial setup fee, but we will charge $15 as monthly subscription fees plus 1% of the total monthly sales as monthly transaction fees. We are not only charging from them, we are committed to give 2 times major average per year across all channels. For the customers, it's free to use. As a market size, there's $1.27 trillion in yearly market cap. If we assume we will acquire 10% of the total market size, TAM will be 1.2 billion yearly. There's no competitor solutions in the market until now which can get both dining and delivery, including the direct digital payments. Internet blackout can cause restaurants to delay their operations. Competitors can also upgrade the solutions within 1 or 2 years, like us or more than us. 2020 is our research and development years, but 2021 we launched it in Q4, and we projected 10 subscribers in Q4. For the 2022, we targeted to acquire 380 accounts in the end of 2022. In the 2023, we targeted to acquire 600 accounts around the world, and API integration with third-party delivery services for one-stop data migrations. For the focus, 2021 is lost with around 10,000 USD, but we set profit on 2022 with around 50,000 USD. For the 2023 projection, it can be profit around 100,000 USD. These are our partners, payment partners, SMS gateway partners, and operation software partners. We start Menus with 12 people. Now Menus is in the market. It is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store. You can download it and you can try it. We hope you will love it. Thanks.
Thank you very much for that pitch. We begin the Q&A once again, 5 minutes with our judges. Any questions, please let us know in the chat. Paul Myers has our first question. Please go ahead.
Hi, nice presentation. I have some experience in the QSR space in Southeast Asia and in some of the other verticals in food service like this. And one of the things that surprised us was the amount of time that it took to train teams and staff in order to implement our solutions. Do you have any plans for that, for training of the restaurant staff?
Hi, can you ask me again? Because the connection is a little bit slow in here, and I can hear you clearly.
Sure.
Sorry
Okay.
about that.
No problem. I had a company selling similar solutions into QSR restaurants in the region, and we found that a problem we experienced was training of the staff on our technology. Have you accounted for a training budget and time frame with your product?
Yes, sure. We give 3 days training for every restaurant. That's only for the training, but provide 24/7 live chat solution for our product, so they can ask every time, whatever they need. So then we can reply from the live chat in real time. So we solved the problem like that in our solution. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for that question. Our next question is by Sun Choi.
Thank you for the presentation. I would like to know more about the number of users growth rate that you currently have, and if it is possible, GMV ARR.
Yeah. So we just launched our product on middle of the November. So it's only 1 to 2 weeks ahead. So we currently don't have any accounts in current situations, but we are meeting with 5 to 10 restaurants, and then we are discussing about to acquire the solution. So for your question, so we don't have any many subscriptions in current.
That how many potential clients do you have on your pipeline?
But we differentiate into 3 categories. One is for the large restaurants. Second one is a medium restaurants, and third one is a small restaurants. So we target for the medium restaurants. So we target only our country first and then our city first. So there will be maybe more than 300 restaurants in our city. So it's in the medium size. Yeah.
Okay. And our next question is by Alfredo Coppola.
Yes, hi there. So I'm curious to know, maybe I missed this, but how is it that you have no competition? I really find that hard to believe. Convince me otherwise.
So when we make a research on the internet, we find similar solutions on the internet, but we don't find any other solutions like us which can order for both dining and delivery. There are some solutions which can order only dining and which are separate for the delivery, but we don't have any solution. We cannot find any solution yet for both dining and delivery, which can do across one platform. That's why, but it can be on later. Maybe within 1 or 2 years, there will be many competitors or current existing service providers can also upgrade their solutions as well. At that time, there can be many competitors in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We got 50 seconds left if anyone has a really quick question that they want to ask. Otherwise, we will move on to our next pitch. Thank you very much, Edka. And thank you. Last but not least, our final pitch for day 1 is Myanmar Asue Company Limited from Myanmar. They provide a full set of starting up business and strategic planning over set of target year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Myanmar Asue.
Hello everyone. Ninglamar. My name is Taropi, and I'm here. I would like to introduce about Myanmar Asue Company. Firstly, I'm very glad and thank you for letting Myanmar Asue participate in this event. In here, before we start, I have a one-up question for everyone: that how we should fix this cable and the plug together. Of course, everyone knows about it, that the answer is adapter. Would we charge together and make it things work? This is the example I want to give when we introducing of Myanmar Asue Company. Myanmar Asue companies will be the adapter that connecting a business and a Myanmar blooming market, ties together for a better future. The interesting about Myanmar Asue services is we are different with other companies due to that we provide a full inclusive package. Our business services included from the beginnings of our company registration, trademarks registrations, visa applications, from the whole process into a marketing service, including data analysis, that you don't have to travel along the way from your country to do a business in Myanmar. You can say that it's a branch office you are operating in here by taking our services here. We can also update you with the how Myanmar markets are ongoing and what do you need for your operation information and arranging the meetings as well as the events arranging. This is where Myanmar actually bring difference with the other local services. You get the whole packages, the whole business support from us, and we are ensuring that we will provide you with the fastest, smoothest services that you can bring our trust and bring success together. So, in case if you would like to know more about Myanmar Asui, I would like to invite you to the website of Myanmar Asui, www.myanmarasuinet.com. Thank you so much. Kamsahamnida.
Thank you very much for that. And time now for our final Q&A session of the day with our judges. Once again, 5 minutes clock ticking down starting now. Any judge, please let us know in the chat if you have a question. Sean Flynn with our first question. Please go ahead.
So a quick question. I mean, there's a lot of companies here. I mean, they have offices in Silicon Valley, and they say if you want to expand into other countries, we help set up all the operations. We work with the legal teams. We do payroll. We do everything for you. How are you going to get noticed when there's these huge companies out there doing what sounds like very, very similar to what you're doing? How are you differentiating yourself? How are you getting your name out there, your brand? How are you getting new clients, new customers?
Thank you, Sean, for the good questions. It is very challenging that I have to admit. Can you all hear my voice? Okay. So our company established in 2018, and I have to admit that beginning of the company with a lot of interests, a lot of investor who interest, and then we seen a lot of potential to the growth. But in 2019 beginning, we have a COVID situation with the political. Definitely that we are very like with the investors or the business. Two differentiation is we are a local market and doing by the local. Even though the digital solution is something that people are expecting, for the developing country like Myanmar, still we cannot go and adapt with the 100% of digital. Differentiation with the other international services is we are quite acceptable with the cost of charges, as we are much cheaper than the service equal to the big company they are providing. And then we are looking for the international partner for joining with our company as well. Thank you.
Okay, I think we have a little bit of a rumbling noise with your mic, so maybe we can be a little bit farther away. Thank you with that. We have another question from Paul Myers.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. I guess my question is how big you envision your company to become, because from what I'm hearing and sensing is it's Myanmar only, really. I mean, and Myanmar's a big country, I know, and there's lots of opportunity there when people start coming in and coming back. But do you see this as being a Myanmar only company, or do you see it getting bigger, or what?
Thank you, Bob. Yes, of course, I am expecting a bigger, but right now we have to start with a small step because my investment is something within my capability, and we are running loss for these 2 years. And then the only business I can have right now is with the factory owner, where they have a difficulty with the union and the factory union, and then doing the consultations. So the rest of the business is like in hold that nobody was being inquired. So as long as the company is bigger, we have more business, we can expand more, and then working together with international company. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Got about a little over a minute left in the Q&A. Okay.
If no question, then I would like to just give a comment. Thank
Go
you so much for the time you spent. And right now, it's like my company is also like surviving and struggling, but it's not stopping me. And then I will still keep on trying. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was Myanmar Aswe Company Limited from Myanmar. Now, before we say goodbye, we are trying to reestablish the connection that we had lost, and our staff is trying to find out if we can reestablish that connection to Laos once again with SAS Company. If we can reestablish that connection, we will try to do a Q&A. If not, we are going to ask our judges to go ahead and judge the pitch from SAS based on the merits of the video presentation alone without the Q&A. So we're going to just have a little time to see if we can reestablish that connection with SAS Company Limited, giving them a little bit more time. Now they're telling us that they have reestablished the connection. So thank you for bearing with us. All right. I think we have the connection with SAS. Lau?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yes.
5 minutes on the clock. We'll get your questions from our judges. Any judges, if you are wanting to ask something, please let us know in the chat. SAS
Yes, please.
from Lau.
Yeah.
Jinobe with our first question.
Yes, hi. I wanted to learn more about the team. Can you explain about your team, who's involved in this project or company?
Normally, this project is from my idea, and then I found my team for develop the system. Normally, I do the offline before. Yeah, and then Backlash Tech is one of young guy. He developed a system for us because before I go to survey the project for acrylic produce, I see many problems, and I opened the farmer market for them before, but it's failed because farmer market is popular, but have chemical and many people is not farmer. They come to sell the product too, but we cannot control for those times. So now I find many ways to protect the acrylic produce to do a standard like organic farmer. Then finally I can find the SOVT system like present you at the video pitching. Yeah, and then my team now we have CTO, me, CTO, and admin team. Just 5 people, not much now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any question?
Thank you. Got 3 minutes left.
If not, I can. I would like to ask another question.
Sure.
So, what do you think is the how does the competition look like?
Normally in Laos, I cannot find a competitor like me because they do offline system, but almost like a controlling about the organic system. Just they sell like a cover organic, just product you see on the market, right? They just cover like a organic bag, but not guarantee what the system can form, what the line for the tracking line can form, right? You don't know, right? Just buy a nice page and then nice product and cover like organic product, but you don't know the line, like a system, what the our system do, like a start from acrylic produce or farmer, and then go to warehouse, and in the system go to the cloud database. And when we directly to the normal markets or distributor, they can check by the telephone QR code scan. They will know everything about information, what the product came from. Yeah, it makes sure you can touch like when you buy organic.
Well, thank you. Also, one thing really inspired me with one of the Paul's question. I believe this also involves educating the users. Do you have any means and plans to educate when you are onboarding new users? How do you educate them?
Normally the system we already doing about offline, right? And then we have a lot of
1 minute left.
like COVID situation. We have problem like market cannot open when have COVID situation. Then one way to get this product is online platform. Now we have problem like this and we develop. Yeah.
Okay.
We learn a lot from them. Thank you. Sorry, this answer.
No, that was great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I think that will do it for the Q&A with SAS. And that's going to do it actually for our first day here at the 2021 ASEAN-Korea Startup Week. Want to thank our pitchers. I want to thank our judges for their tough and probing questions. We hope you enjoyed today's pitches. And we thank you for joining us as well. A lot of great business models and, of course, a lot of startups, including maybe members of our audience from the ASEAN region. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is day 2 for 11 startups to pitch that you definitely do not want to miss out on. We will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. on this same channel. Thank you very much.